We now begin our 5th year here in Eisenholm. The preparations for our southern springtime escapades are underway. And the first step is getting more leather started, both sturdy and regular, because I thought I made saddlebags for Buddy the Elk, but I did not. With hides soaking and warmer winds a-blowing, the first flax planting of the season was at hand. I planted well into the night.
The sun rises upon a new day. The last vestiges of frost eke their way from between cobbled stone, nourishing the plant life to bud anew. But not all nature comes as naturally as the changing of the seasons. Bone meal and powdered charcoal ground down by mechanized means. Compost fermented from food scraps. And high-fertility soil excavated from the very land itself are brought together by seraph hands. This nutrient-rich soil is known as terra preta.
And by the way, I've added the animal cages mod since apart from the bighorn ram out west of the castle, I've only seen deer spawning anywhere close to home. And chasing sheep halfway across the continent feels just... no. Priorities, though? I put together all of the terra preta that we had supplies for and got it put into the greenhouse area. Then in the light of day, I made my way over to capture that rascally ram. Like a Pokemon. Now, they normally spawn as a family as far as I know, but after searching far and wide, there was no sign of any other sheep. The wolves in the forest may have had a good ewe meal a while back. So, into a prison within a prison our lad will stay for the time being. Have fun in stasis! With our ram on ice until we need him to finish the fight, I went... grocery shopping, shall we say, to the Wandering Pig Mart. They had pork chops on sale. Gotta stock up for the long journey ahead, you know. Meal prep squared away, protection was the next focus. Unlike with the archives, I shan't be caught with my tender leg flesh unguarded again. So with the blackguard armor fully repaired, why isn't it visible? I can't see it. Can you see it? What's that? Where? I don't see... Oh!
What sort of witchcraft is this? I'm watching you.
Gotcha!
I'm on to your tricks.
Haha! You can't scare me in my safety blanket armor. Also, I've got a knife. What do you have? Iron and leather? In time, all of your components will decay to naught but...
Into naught but rust and rot.
It's time to refresh the bees so we could harvest the fruits of their labor. The fruit is honey.
Silly, silly man. You wear my face place for jokes and japes, yet you cannot grasp the enormity of my influence upon your feeble mind. Soon you will know the destruction that mask hath wrought upon the history of...
We're making bread. Just the dough. We're gonna let it rot for more compost. Once our sourdough starter monster was safely fermenting in the boiler room storage chests, everything was ready to get the sturdy leather we'd started earlier all put together. By the way, what do you think of this opening track? I tried to tap back into some of the musical talents I once had back when I was just a wee lad. I'll have the full track posted on our community Discord if you want to give it a listen without my ramblings over top. And if you like it, maybe I'll keep going with some more tracks in the future. But without further ado, that now brings us to today, where we've got saddlebags and our very own sturdy leather backpacks as well. It is a good day. It is a productive day. And it is a wonderful start to our 5th year. So let's get these saddlebags on, buddy, so we can get things started. Hey, bud. Look at that. They don't match your saddle, but that's okay. They've got 4 more slots than the regular leather ones would have. Majestic? Yeah, that's a word. So there's only a couple little steps that we gotta get taken care of before we can get on the road. Never mind, it is complete. It's a wonderful thing when you take a whole bunch of bread dough and you just kind of leave it in a warm and humid environment and hope that things will grow and spawn on it and rot. I've got a lovely bunch of rot in my hands. Empty barrels fill them to the brim. Rotten, slimy, disgusting refuse, yeah. Stick it inside in barrels it hides. The evil spawns within. And of course, all of our cured meat is ready to go. So we're just going to do the most sanitary thing and seal a bunch of rot right next to it all. What could possibly go wrong? Isn't that right, Larry?
Help me.
Such a jokester, that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Well, every barrel is full, or has something else already occupying its space. So, just so that we can come back home to a whole bunch of fresh compost to finish filling out the greenhouse, let's make a few more barrels over by where the actual composting station next to the greenhouse will be. Alrighty then. So, where is our strewn straw? Right here's our strewn straw. Perfect. The flies have already arrived. They know what's up. Beautiful. Alright, with that all done and dusted and put away, let's go pack a bag for this real, actually happening, legitimate southern journey.
It's happening at the start of the episode, so you know it's not a segue into a collaboration this time.
So, what exactly are we going to need on this little journey? An expedition, if you will. Given the world size and the distance from here to the equator, I'm expecting we're probably going to have to go like 20, 30,000 blocks south. Yeah, 20 to 30,000 blocks south sounds just about right. We might get lucky and start seeing the first signs of things at 10 to 15,000,
but that's quite unlikely.
So we have a long trek, and I haven't done the math for how long that'll take on Elkback, nor have I really actually been down all that far to see how much land we have, but we'll have our raft, just in case. I ain't waiting for the flax. The boat can be for other journeys, especially since we can't pick it up. So being blocked by land would severely hamper that mode of oceanic travel. So let's pack our bags. So what we're going to need for this trip is as follows. Long shelf life food, a bed, rope ladders and regular ladders, a bone flute, raft and oar, shears, axe, pickaxe, knife, weapons and armor, just in case, a chest for extra storage, bandages for our boo-boos, a cookpot, torch, and supplies to make a campfire, a few temporal gears, and, just for good measure, the animal cage in case we come across a ewe. A sheep, not you. A ewe. Well, we've got everything all packed away.
Let's get on the road.
Some of these clutter pieces I probably don't need, unfortunately. Alright, so we've got our acacia seeds. Thank you. Our ebony seeds, and our purple heart seeds, and a couple spare seeds as well. So, while there's a part of me that's contemplated sticking around here a little while, seeing what else there is, the inventory is quite full. So full, in fact, I'm leaving some of this firewood behind, along with bones and decorative bits. But in terms of tree types, we've got a good collection of seeds and saplings from pretty much everything except for green bamboo. Crops have been rather minimal, but let's be honest, most of them won't survive the cold, especially fruit trees. That's why I didn't bother with those. But it is high rift activity, so we should honestly probably get onto the road. We gotta hit the coastline before nightfall, or bad things will come.
They'll eat our toenails while we sleep.
Goodbye, small camp. You served me well these past couple of days.
Time to get back out into the dangerous world of travel.
Oh, it's already begun. So, on second thought, because of these guys already walking around, and the fact that there is much more land to go north where we can go a little bit faster through these fields on our elk, there ain't much sense in setting out onto the ocean just yet. The raft is slower than elk travel. So I may have slept a little too early. It's only 3-something in the morning.
Everybody makes mistakes. Steaks.
Alright, let's get out of where there's things spawned. It's calm rift activity. Trees.
We've got a long way to go.
And a lot of holes in the ground to avoid.
Our first ocean.
Alright, buddy. You hang tight here. I'm gonna sail over to the next continent, okay? We've done this before. We'll maybe do this again. In fact, I know for sure we will do this again. Just not this long of a journey when we go do the story stuff. So when it comes to long journeys like this, I do have to say, there really is a almost real-time aspect to the travel. With every block being 1 meter, we've essentially, in 8-ish hours of real human time, covered about 36 kilometers. 36.8-ish. Taking into account all the hazardous terrain, I would venture to say that's not too bad. Especially considering large chunks of it are hand-rowing with a stick like this. I'm actually quite glad that I didn't have the sailboat here, because the sailboat would not have made it all this way. That is for certain.
There's too much land in the way, blocking ocean access. We need to make canals and such.
But with the size of those canals... no.
Oh. We got hyenas there. Can't go that way. They're gonna laugh at us.
So you probably saw in the montage going down south, the main mode of transportation that I had was, well, when there's a big gap, sail a little bit on the raft, and then... summon Buddy.
The flute works within 1,000 blocks, so we're all good on that front.
I just can't sail it.
He says teleportation hurts, but I think he's lying. It's a necessary evil. Look, you're eating sand. Stop burying your head in the sand. You're not an emu. It's emus that do that, right? Or is it ostriches? I don't know. They're both violent. That's all I know. Like geese, but larger.
And now I'm imagining an emu-sized turkey. Cooked, of course.
Butter basted. Something about travel just makes me hungry.
So you may be wondering exactly what kinds of plans I have for all of these new wood types we've collected, and why I was so adamant about acacia. Well, let's do a little bit of discussing as we, oh boy, as we travel kilometers. So I'm certain I've mentioned it many, many times before, but I really wanted acacia for a nice, darker, richer, warmer kind of wood. A lot of that is going to be for the interiors of the castle. Acacia and chert go weirdly well together, sort of differing shades in the same neighborhood of color. The interior design I've got in mind for the castle is going to be a little bit of a mix of a couple different things. Got the amalgamation of the classic staples of a Norman feast hall, along with a little bit of maybe Viking mead hall kind of aesthetic, but it's really all just, it's kind of just a medieval fantasy feasting hall in the most general sense. Uh-oh, too far away. There we go. May have miscalculated ever so slightly. Cow skull. Add that to the collection. And so for a lot of the interiors of the castle... Ooh, piece of candy. And so for a lot of the interior spaces on the castle, I'm... Oh, ruins. Let's just see. While we're here. No, thank you. Bony soil, though. I'll take that. Anything useful under the silt? Nope. Come across a lot of goats and chickens and pigs on this journey. Plus, you know, rabbits and all the others. Oh, just speaking of pigs. Ooh, gotta be a little careful. Oh, uh-oh. Run. Why do you not wish to run? We're in danger. Have I been here? I have not been here. Hello? Oh, Age Torch Holder. I'm taking you. Storage vessel, you say? Alright. What am I gonna sacrifice here? My decorative cactus? No, I'm taking you home with me. Golden poppies? No, I'm taking you home with me as well. Metal parts? Or rice? Rice grain. Sorry. Choices had to be made. You know what? I was gonna stop here for the night, but it is still calm. That way is north. Sunflowers. Did I put those seeds in there, or are they in my chest? Taking these sunflower seeds home. Legends say they may ward off the rain, but I don't think that's worked in this region. It's been just under an hour, and we're already roughly 8,000 blocks away from where we started down south. There's a distinct possibility I might have been waylaid by exploration on the trip down. This might end up being only a 4-hour real-life trip back home. Only time will tell. And boy, did torches get more fiery, or is it just me? Oh, it was just blowing that way. This can't be good. I like the cinders in my eyes. Really. Oh, land. Let's get a good lightning establishing shot here. Oh, shit. Ooh, maybe not. This is perhaps going to be a safer place to wait out the night. Ah, hello. Oh, you sell fancy things. Yes, I don't have fancy things money, but I'm gonna bunk here for the night, okay? Okay, good night. Well, it's unfortunately no longer calm. So we're getting the heck out of here. A barracuda. Oh. Barracuda. We've got all these beautiful coral reefs down here. Of course, with the sun not being out, it doesn't look as resplendent. We don't got stuff like that at home. Over-industrialization killed our coral reefs. Or, I suppose the lack of them ever having existed in the first place. Lychee, huh? Will die if exposed to 10 degrees or colder. Well, you are not something I'm taking cuttings from then. Ah. My Uber is here. Hold on. We appear to have found ourselves more high fertility soil. Good. This was not an explicit but a hopeful find along the way.
It's only the second patch of this that we found on this journey.
But it'll be incredibly necessary to make the most of all that compost we're going to have waiting for us when we get back. At least I think it'll be waiting for us when we get back. When did we leave? March 9th? Oh, this has been a long trip. At the end of the day, though, absolutely worth it.
Any other high fertility soil being sneaky around here? No? Just a bunch of red clay? Alright.
Then we carry on. Right, castle interiors. I tried to start talking about that twice earlier. Voiceover Solstin here. Rather than trying to explain my ideas for the interior castle aesthetic, I'll just show you. This is a little dabbling in creative that I've done to get a feel for what I'm aiming for. I'm going to try to incorporate some variation to visually break up the different areas of the castle interior, but I think this gets across why I really wanted acacia. It's very warm. Good in these cold climates. And just before we get to the last little leg of our journey home, I have to thank this episode's sponsor, Lagless. With version 1.22 right around the corner, it's a good time to consider starting a server. Whether it's with a group of friends, a community, or even as an interesting way to create immersive 3D battle maps for you and your D&D group that your players can walk around in. Hold on, I need to write that down. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, Lagless offers server hosting with full mod support for Minecraft, Vintage Story, Hytale, and even more upon request. If that sounds like your cup of tea, check out my affiliate link in the description below or scan the QR code on screen. It's a little polished chalk block with some basalt chiseled in. Do you like that? I like that. So sign up with Lagless today, and before you know it, you and your friends could be starting a farm with 30 to 50 feral wild hogs. You can't go wrong with 30 to 50 feral wild hogs. Speaking of wild animals, let's get back to the episode. Rams! Oh, happy day. This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Or at least one of them. This could prove dangerous for me, but... Alright. Come here. Get in the cage. Get in the cage, get in the cage, please. Oh, get in the cage. Yes! This journey has been most fortuitous. Not only do we have all the trees we want, now we have seized the means of production of milk and cheese. What a glorious day for the working class. Now let's patch up our wounds here before the lads realize what we've done. I imagine they'll be none too pleased with us, so let's skirt around them and get back to our elk. Come on, bud. We gotta get out of here. Oh, boy. We gotta carefully get out of here. Dainty. Dainty footsteps. Careful now. No broken ankles. Alright, good. We're too close to home to break ankles now. I am gonna mark that there, though, just so I can remember to get up there should we need to abscond with more sheep. But for now, we bridge the last couple thousand blocks to get home. With haste and care, though, because we do have a temporal storm on its way. Alright. So down in this little hole, we'll sleep through the storm, and then get back on the road. I don't have any food in here. I take no joy in what I've done. Ah, nothing like being home.
Now let's get our overladen pockets unloaded, shall we?
Beautiful. Beautiful. We do lose a little bit of the verticality that we had with the woad, so we'll see how that grows on us.
Oh my.
The piglets are born.
Didn't realize the piglets actually show if they're male or female now.
Hello, Dog the Moose. Sometimes it just feels really nice to be back home. Being out on the road, that's great and all. But that was a combined total of roughly 14 hours just spent traveling. 8 hours down south, and about 6 hours coming back.
I made less detours on the way home.
Our pockets were full, our feet were tired, and now, well, we get to do a little bit of relaxing before we dive right back in to doing a bunch of work around the home here. Now you might be asking yourself, well, that doesn't seem like that long of a time. Why did this episode take so long? But alongside a lot of travel to go get our new tree types, I've been working on a few little side projects. Of course, you heard the new theme at the beginning of today's episode, and I'm very curious to hear what you think about that. It was a lot of fun getting to put it together, so hopefully you like it. And if you don't, well, let me know what you think could be improved about it. But alongside working on that music, there's a couple little things too. I've been plugging away at a couple of new mods. Show a couple little teaser screenshots here. However, they will be getting their own dedicated video. A little bit of a tutorial for how to make custom armor mods. And I suppose to an extent just any sort of modding that involves model making. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But for now, to all of you I say, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And thank you all for the patience it took during this month or so it took to put this episode together. Despite the delay, I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And of course, a super special shout out to all of our channel members. You're all the greatest, and your support means so very much to me. So, I'll see you all next time, as after we let our feet rest a little bit, we're gonna get right back into building a whole bunch here. We got the greenhouse, we got the docks, we got the castle, we got little bits and pieces left on the workshop. Probably some upgrades to the workshop that are going to be needed when 1.22 drops, because I think our entire manufacturing process is going to catch fire. Them gears may be spinning too fast. But regardless, we'll see what we get up to. So, thank you all once again. I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Even in the height of August, we got ourselves a bunch of rain. At least the apples are being moisturized. That's good, I guess.